Yeah, I don't know. If that was coincidence or if that.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call the regular meeting of the Nevada City Council to order. Can I get roll call?
Here.
Henry Corbin,
Here.
Danny Nelson,
Here.
Jason Sampson,
Here.
Steve Skaggs.
Here.
Sandy Eric.
Here. Can I get approval of the agenda?
Move to approve.
Second. Council, please vote. No discussion. The agenda has been approved. Moving on to item 4. Approval of the consent agenda. Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Council, please vote.
Item 5.
Aaron, can you the votes on the screens too? Is that?
We need to slow down.
Okay.
It can't keep-
Okay.
I'll slow down.
I'm going to.
All right. Approved. Moving on to item 5. So our public forum, we'll start with the Story County Community Foundation.
Good evening. I'm Karen Sevety, Executive Director for the Story County Community Foundation. And this is just to update you on our community grants. The 2025 grant season is open. Last year, we had a record number of grants and a record amount, about 190,000 given to various communities. In fact, all communities ended up receiving some funding. Nevada ended up the public library received funding for hotspots and tablets through the Story County Digital Equity Initiative. So I just want to say that the grant application process is available to 501c3 nonprofits. So if any of you are aware of any in your community, check us out. They might need a little bit of a grant to give them a boost in a project or a program. And the same applies for entities under the city, like the library, fire department, etc. Grant applications are due September 30th, and it's through our online portal. Thank you very much.
Any questions, Council?
Nice to see you, Karen.
Next.
All right, so we have a number of questions. Yeah. Public forum. Anybody else want to make comment for public forum?
Well, I've got to check that.
Yeah. So. Okay. Matt and Carrie.
Hi, I'm Matt McLeod, my wife Karen McLeod. We live at 947 Sampson Drive. And just the morning of July 20th, the storm sewer backed up into our house and we had 3+ inches of water. We're one of several families on Sampson Drive where the storm sewer system seemed to have malfunctioned and backed up into our house. So, get that on the record.
Have you heard anything about that, Jordan? Other houses with sewage backup?
I did have a couple, one phone call in particular. I believe Joe has heard a couple of from people I know. Roads did have backup as well.
Yeah, I think in our neighborhood of 9, we had 5 that had sewage backup in it. We had personally 3 inches in our in our basement. Just kind of putting it out there that financial burden of having to clean that up. And finding out a little bit about our insurance, that we have coverage and insured for that now. So just hoping that we have somebody working on it. I know Matt emailed also. And so we're just really hoping that that this is not going to happen again, because that was not great.
You're in good company. I had the same. So, Anything else?
No.
Questions,
I
council?
think there's several of us, I think. that
Yeah,
are here Today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jim?
Jim George, 1007 Sampson Drive. Without repeating too many of the our concerns here, we feel that this was a problem with the city infrastructure. Some of us folks have been there over 20 years and through worse rains than this, and nothing like this has ever happened. Carrie alluded to, this is a serious financial burden for these families. We are negotiating now a $12,000 bill for remediation, and they're not done yet. Along with the furniture to be replaced. So really the two questions. Why did this happen? What can be done to keep this happening again? We don't sleep with a substantial forecast of rain at night now. We need to get something done. So why did they have what happened? And the other one, could the city help us? This has been tough. So we appreciate your consideration.
Joe, do you want to speak about streets as far as the recent rainfalls?
So I've been in contact with our engineer and we're looking at possible. We're putting a plan together with them. When do we meet, Jordan?
August 7th.
So I'm, right after that, Matt called me, I called the engineers.
Okay.
That's where we're at, right?
Would it be possible after that meeting to maybe have contacts from these people and communicate whatever is found to them?
But that's what we're doing. Yes, it sucks for everybody.
Right, Shane Hines?
I'm gonna defer till you get finished with the rest of this. Maybe somebody will say what I have to say a little more eloquently than I will.
Chad Johnson?
Chad Johnson, 2870 West Third Street here in Nevada. Lifetime resident here in this community. I'm here to support Kim Upton and trying to get reimbursed on his issue. We had a tree fall on a duplex that he owns here in Nevada. That tree was on the backside of the curb. Awfully close to the backside of a curb to try to do a project. And somebody should have told him that there was some cutting going on that tree that was done to that. That tree lived through a derecho, no problems. The next big windstorm that came through, he had an issue with it, landed on the duplex. So I'm just here to support him and hopefully help him get some reimbursement for that.
I know we had some communication as council over the last week with that. Jordan, any update?
So when I talked to Construct about it, they were planning on turning everything into insurance and going from there. And they would let me know what their insurance agent said, and then that's when we'll have to figure out plan from there.
Jordan, do I remember correctly? We were gonna, maybe it wasn't us, but there was an incident report that was gonna be filed on that. Did we talk about that at the last meeting?
We turned it into our insurance. I don't
Okay.
know. I believe that's what Construct will be doing with their insurance as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna rehash an email chain. You sent us as a council an email saying that Construct was asking if we would request them to be here tonight, earlier today.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else replied. I asked that they do come just to give an update and be present at the meeting to hear concerns. And then they said they will not be at this meeting tonight.
Correct. Right. That was the email that they sent.
And that they are sending it to their insurance.
Any other discussion for that one?
My name is Belinda Scavone Martin, and I live at 1204 9th Street. And 35 years ago, I had 2.5 feet in my basement of water. It was sewer water coming up the sanitary, it was sewer water coming up the sanitary drain in the basement. At that time, I researched it, and there was supposed to be an upgrade in 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, and of course, 90. The city did finally build those holding tanks because the water, when it rains so much, the street sewers and your own flushing, it can't handle it. So they did an upgrade. They built those holding tanks and it held it for quite a while. I haven't had water in my basement this time. But the city has grown. And you cannot cement over farmland, put houses on it. And where is the water gonna go? And pardon me, I have a New York accent. I've been retired for 10 years and it's coming out. So I'll talk as slow as I can and not to upset anybody. But that was the issue that brought me here tonight. But I do believe I could have some input into it. The city went after it, they got it done. They had to increase the holding tanks. Because when it rains that much, it's all connected because of the town was being formed in 1846. And my house was built in 1918, never had a drop of water in it until July 12th of 1990. And then it was the staying up at night and sucking it up the next day. And then it got quiet for a while. And then June 4th of 1991, we had it again. And there was a council meeting that held 280 people. And then the city thought we were serious, and we are. I don't wish that on anyone. You don't just lose furniture and refrigerators and a pool table. I lost picture albums, I lost news articles, I lost memorabilia that I cannot replace. No amount of money is going to give that back to me. My son was a wrestler. I lost all the pictures of his wrestling in high school. He graduated in 86. And then my ex-husband said, don't ever put anything down in the basement you ever want to see again. That's how scary it gets. I understand you people, if that's what your issue is. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Miller?
So it's a little different topic. I'm here with the Nevada Lions Club today, and I'm working on a project. What we want to, other Lions Clubs are doing it in other communities where they're putting flags in neighborhood yards. And I just want to get the permission from the city council that I could use the 4 foot into the easement to drill a 1-inch hole and put a pipe down there to hold the flags. It would be flush with the ground and everything else. And I don't know. That's all I got.
I was just gonna say, I've seen this in other communities, including my own hometown of West Liberty, where they go out, is it 4th of July, Memorial Day weekend, those kind of.
Yeah, it would be Memorial, 4th of July, Labor Day, which the Labor Day I would want to do in the Nevada community. I want to do it Lincoln Highway Days through Patriots Day, because it'd be a 3-week period there. And along with Flag Day and Veterans Day.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Lions Club in West Liberty that does it, but it's really cool to drive around town and see American flags everywhere and so.
The Scouts do a similar thing. I think over in Milwaukee, they do something similar, but I don't know if that's something we'll take action on tonight. We want to schedule that.
Would it be possible to see what other towns like that have this have for?
How deep did you say it was that you're gonna drill in?
Sorry.
1 inch.
1
Oh,
inch deep?
it's 1 inch wide and it's about 18 inches deep. So what I would do is,
So it's not gonna hold.
That flag wouldn't let-
18 inches, you said?
yeah, so if
Okay.
we got a call, what we do, we go out and mark and then we'd call 811 to make sure they mark it and or check, for utilities and stuff. And if it was good, then we'd drill down 1, inch wide, 18 inches deep and put a piece of PVC in. And then cap that off flush with the ground. And then each time we'd go out and just pull the cap off, put the flag in.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as long as you're calling one call and making sure there's no lines there, I don't think that's an issue. But
Do we have to take any action to allow that or?
Yeah.
I don't think we have to take any action for it, but.
With
my-
right away?
Yeah.
that's right away. I don't know
Can you
Erin,
guys hear me
she
okay?
can probably touch base.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, we would need to take some action because it would be in the right of way, but it's something that if the council wants to consider, we can add for a future agenda.
Thank you.
I would like to see that on.
2 weeks is gonna be okay. Yeah, awesome.
thank you.
Great idea. Thank you.
Mike Potter.
Good evening, Mike Potter, 1071 TD Avenue, Nevada. I too want to just offer my support to Kim in this situation. And I've talked to you guys before. I had an issue with the city from a building project that on T and 11th Street when I moved in there in 1998 caused two problems that appeared a little over time. And I too had to address the council a few times in order to get the situation taken care of. You have the opportunity to do the right thing. I'm glad to hear that at least the insurance companies are being accessed from both the city and from Construct, but don't let it lay. You've let Andy linger for 4 years here and haven't taken care of anything for him. I would hate to see that this would continue in Kim's situation. Like I said, you have the opportunity to put the best face forward. The council's struggling right now, have a good face. So here's your opportunity. I just say, please don't let it linger and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Charlie.
Charlie Good, 759 18th Street. I'm here in support of Kim too. Couple things I look at this way. When the derecho came through, it cracked a tree in front of my house. It was on city right away. I called the city. They came down, looked at it, said it's our tree. We'll take care of it so it doesn't fall on the house. Now, nobody said anything about setting any precedent or anything. And, you know, it worked out good for me. This was a city project that was happening here. And I would have thought that when Construct cut the roots, the engineering company should have contacted him and said, hey, we've cut the roots on this tree in front of your house. It could weaken it. Do you want to take it down or what? If Tim refused at that point, the onus is on him. But here this is, something not of his own making, but of the city making, because it was a city project, just like Andy's building. I don't believe what any insurance company is going to say one way or another. I still believe it's on the onus of the city to take care of this. And if you're just going to take the side of contractors all the time, what are you doing for us? These contractors are worth millions, hundreds of millions. Ain't none of us out here worth that. And the other thing I got is the P and Z appointments. Are you going to talk about that later?
Oh, we have a workshop scheduled right now.
Okay, because that's directly affecting me on my being able to get out. And if that gets held up, I'm not a happy camper at all.
So, yeah, that workshop will be open to the public and directly following this.
Okay, thank you.
Shane, back around to you.
I'm here for Kim too, because I can't believe that we have to get to a point where we have to shame the council into doing something here. But we weren't here last time, and I do have a couple of questions from the last meeting. So Steve, you said that you read the council packet 5 minutes before the meeting. So you didn't get the council packet?
I
like
said
on
I was
Thursday?
notified there was a change 5 minutes before the meeting. I didn't say I read the council packet.
So you didn't read it? No,
I did, Shane.
But so you guys saw it on Thursday with the two people that you don't want on there. And you got 3 phone calls? 3 phone calls
No,
of people that didn't support. But when you
I
got,
saw emails.
when you got dozens and dozens and dozens of phone calls and emails with the project on the hospital, you didn't care about, I'm sorry, you took the silent majority on that one,
Tread carefully here.
but on yours,
Tread carefully, Shane, tell the truth.
I am telling the truth.
We're,
So you took a couple of phone calls that were against it. And you went with those 3 people, correct?
I don't know what you're trying to say here.
Shane, we're gonna table this for now just because we have a workshop right after dealing with this particular issue. It'll come up then.
Okay, cause we got some words that don't make a lot of sense here. We gotta kind of iron out.
So. Anybody else for the public forum? No.
Matt Rhodes, 928 Sampson Drive. Just wondering if you guys ever rewatch your council meetings? Lots of people.
I do, and then I cry.
Anybody else ever rewatch any of the meetings?
On YouTube.
I've been on planning and zoning for roughly 17 years. And we're usually short of people. And you've put us in quite a spot here. I think new applicants should be separate from reinstating a guy that's donated over 20, is Ryan here? 20 or 21 years to planning and zoning, and you just kick him to the curb. I mean, isn't this a little ridiculous? We can't hardly even hold a meeting. We've only got 4 people right now. And we're gonna talk about it tonight, and this is gonna drag on for how long before we get something else appointed?
I think it's our intention tonight to get this resolved tonight.
I mean, as Charlie said, alluded to, I mean, we need to have more people, because people take vacations and.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's the first item. Second item is I live at 928 Sampson Drive, Wichita, with a backup sewage problem. If the city does find something that was not working right, is there any reimbursement, or do we need to put in backflow preventers? Give some help so this doesn't happen again, or?
I think that's kind of what we were talking with Joe a little earlier about. First, we got to find out why it happened.
Yeah, because 23 years that I've lived there, like I said, I've seen more water at the 4-H grounds. I've had more water in my backyard, and I've never had this problem before. And it is a financial setback for all of us.
Absolutely.
And I understand the city may not be liable, but if we have to go to the extreme where it could happen again and have to put these backflow preventers in, which we shouldn't have to, if there's any further help with that or not.
First, let's find out the cause, and we'll find out
Okay.
next step.
And last thing, I guess I'm supporting Kim Upton on that too. I'd like to see something resolved sooner than later. That's it.
Andy.
One quick thing, sorry, Andy. During this same rain, ever since you guys fixed the alley intakes between 6th and 7th and I Avenue there, the one where on track cut the 6-inch gas line and then walked away from it. Ever since that's been done, we have had water in the JCG unit and we have had water in the Studio A unit. And this past time I had water all the way to the back door in the laundromat. I mean, I was gonna take my laser out and shoot it and see what it was, but I think that's close to 4 foot of water that's backed up in that intersection.
Was that storm or sanitary?
It's all, fortunately for me, mine was just muddy water.
It was storm.
It was all storm.
Storm.
Okay.
But that, ever since that intersection was fixed, it has never worked right. We've owned that building for 20 years and have never had this problem until that intake was fixed. So at this point, we need to probably reassess what fixing actually needs, because I can't have tenants getting rain and muddy water in their units every time we get, 2 or 3 inches of water. I don't think that's unreasonable. I also had units on the south side that got water as well. And I can talk more about that if anybody wants to hear about it, but it's something else that we need to talk about.
On the
Sorry.
subject of Sampson Drive, in the past, we had a grant program for sump pumps, I believe. Does that still exist?
Well, for Sampson, it was sewage that came in.
Right, but
Yeah.
could something like that be done for the backflow preventer that
I
we've
think-
done for?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could set up a program for a lot of things. I do have it on my list to call Melissa to see if there is anything that we can do to turn this into insurance and see if there's a reimbursement for
I
it.
didn't know if we had, I don't know if the sump pump thing still exists, or if we got rid of that, or if there maybe would be funds in that haven't been used.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely
Ideas that pop
create
into Luke's head
something,
at the
yeah.
last minute that I drop on people, but.
Right.
Hey Luke, I didn't put in a ticket, but Sampson Drive too, they had estimates on it, and it was like 25 to $3,000 to put in one of those backflow.
Yeah, I
They gotta
know.
dig down to where it connects to the sewer.
So $3,000 per
We're gonna
home.
scope it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Where'd it go? If it's that, if it.
You don't use any, it doesn't go anywhere. You discontinue use in the house. It doesn't go anywhere, but it doesn't back up. You have to consciously discontinue use in the house while the backflow preventer is closed. You don't flush the toilet, but it prevents it from backing into the house.
Back into your house, but back into somebody else's.
They're individual.
That's the problem.
Individual.
All right, but Andy, please. Andy, go ahead.
Andy Kelly, 1322 Fourth. I'll try to move fast because we've got a few things. I don't want to extort a contractor into paying something they shouldn't, and I don't know that Construct in Kim's case bears 100% of the burden. But I don't think Kim bears any of the burden. I think there was a choice to cut the roots with no consult with Kim and then not telling him about it. And I don't know if they ran it by the city first or not, but if the city approved it, there's some burden to them. If the city didn't approve it and Construct just did it, there'd be some burden to them, but not so much to Kim. When I was on city council, we passed a no tree in the right-of-way ordinance because we understood that trees in the right-of-way cause problems digging. They cause a lot of problems digging. So there was an ordinance recognizing that. If that was still in place, you might have a leg to stand on. But just in the past 6 months, the city went on a tree planting program where they planted a bunch of trees in the right-of-way without homeowners necessarily knowledge or permission. So it kind of looks like the city has taken the stance. They want trees in the right-of-way. And this was a tree in the right-of-way. And previous to it, the city would trim trees in the right-of-way. There's trees in the right-of-way. The city wants trees in the right-of-way. Somebody on the project cut the tree. Doesn't appear anybody talked to Kim about it. And then the follow-up is when we know there's damage, what I asked last time. You know there's damage, you think there's going to be an issue, you have the contractor file a report. So at least their insurance company's on notice. And I asked the question last time if they had, so I'm asking again, had they at that point?
No, they didn't turn
Okay.
anything.
Have they right now? Has it been turned in?
They told me today that they were going to be turning.
They were
it in.
going
I
to.
don't
So they've
know.
had
Yeah.
2 weeks since the last meeting where we came in and said they'll be at the meeting or they'll solve it or we'll have an answer. And tonight, 2 weeks later, they aren't at the meeting. They haven't turned it in to notify the insurance company's done it. And our fallback is our insurance company doesn't want to pay it. But I watched the meetings where Melissa came here from Midwest Insurance and a year and a half ago, our insurance went up 40%. And she said, don't pay out. We don't want to encourage claims. Your insurance is going to go up a lot. It'll go up more with claims. Don't pay claims. That's not the moral authority on responsibility. That's your agent telling you not to file claims. That's not saying you're right. It's just we turned it into our insurance and she doesn't want to pay. I get it. I don't. We asked him, have he turned into his insurance? Who in their right mind would turn in $2,800 to their homeowner's insurance in this climate? It's not his fault. We shouldn't even ask the question. It's not Kim's fault. It's Kim's result, and he submitted a very mild bill. We got the attorney's opinion that we don't want to set a precedent. The same company caused damage to my building, and the precedent has been set after waiting long enough, not making them file an incident report. You decided to pay me damages. Now you haven't, but the decision was made to. The precedent's been set. You guys decided action wasn't taken. We need to protect the property owner, pay the damages. No check was sent. I mean, it's still unresolved, but the precedent's been set. So everything you've said, the insurance doesn't want to pay it. I don't care. Precedent should it be set. The precedent's been set. And you're supposed to advocate for the property owner and file an incident report. And as of right now, the contractor, who I don't want to extort or bully into doing this, the contractor who came to you in good faith and said, we'll be at the meeting or we'll be in contact with Kim, has done neither. Kim's leaving the state for more than a month coming up. So he's done his part. He's here again. He cut the tree at a very reasonable cost. He waited to get denied. He came to a meeting to ask. He's come to the next meeting and now he's not going to be here. So we're going to be waiting on the contractor's insurance company to decide again. It's not Kim's responsibility. I'm not saying you have to pay it all. I can't make Construct pay it all, but I would like to see a shift in attitude that you become an advocate for your taxpayers. I want you to fight for him.
All right. Any other public comment? You've been up twice, Shane.
So for 3 years now, 3.5 years, I've been asking to get my curb stops so that old ladies don't fall down when they're going into bingo. And this spring, clearly in the snow, an old lady had tripped and fallen in the snow going into bingo. And I've been told and told and told they're gonna get fixed, and yet they're still not fixed. I've wrecked a mower blade on them once because I know they're there and I still hit one. Old ladies are falling in the snow in front of my place. I don't really particularly care to get sued over it. But I'm being told it's gonna get fixed, but we're 3.5 years in, and I don't understand why it wasn't, hey, hello, on track, you screwed this up, go back and fix it or you're not getting paid. I mean, that should have been the end of the conversation right there. I mean, super, super simple. It's not even that big of a deal. I just don't understand why we can't do that.
Thank you. Yes.
That blight, but it's for one of the subjects in the workshop.
Okay, then we'll address it then. Yep. Anyone else? All right. Public forum is now closed. Moving on to item 6, resolution number 6, accepting 2024 HMA overlay.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Council, please vote. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
I got one thing to say. Okay. I'll talk about the streets. And I know they're gonna get done, it'll take time. And between Big 8 Tire Center and Ace Hardware, right there, I would say use concrete, use asphalt. Cause they gotta tear up the sewer line to make ice pipes and everything. But use asphalt there, then after that, go to Fifth Street and use concrete. And the same thing about Ace Hardware. It's got a big hole in the middle of the parking lot. Somebody could ruin their shop. So that'd be nice if that could get done within 2 years. And so, I'm just asking, man, and then there's other streets that need to be fixed. That was bad. Last time I was around, there's probably 5 streets that are bad. They're pretty torn up and redone. I know it's gonna cost money, but I wouldn't want to win a shop or anything like that. So, and the other places use concrete because I see they got the concrete down the old dump place, mostly crunch up and everything. I mean, there's a lot of concrete down there. Now, how come we cannot use that? Use concrete to get these side streets done? Because concrete will last longer than asphalt. It might cost more, but concrete lasts longer. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Everybody voted?
Oh, no.
I still have one.
Yeah, still have one.
Sorry, I was listening.
There we go.
Passes. Moving on to item 7, approve pay requests, in the amount of 12,000. This includes release of retainage for payment in 30 days.
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion?
This is something we can hold back until we get this street thing figured out. This is where we're talking.
This is F and G. So no, this is the asphalt project to the south of there. Upton's building is.
Jason, I couldn't hear your question. What'd you ask?
We get a little quiet.
Yeah. Can we put the side conversation away just a little bit?
I was in the wrong area. Okay. We're good.
No other discussion. Council, please vote.
Oh, okay. I know.
Approved. Next item, resolution number 7, resolution accepting the wastewater treatment facility improvements, phase 3 lift station project as substantially complete.
I'll move to approve.
Second,
Any discussion?
as I might be mistaken, was this what flooded and we had the problems because the circuitry didn't work a month or 2 ago?
Yeah, the lift station is.
That's
what-
all, that's all been corrected and
They have replaced some of it because we've had the large rain events, we've had more issues and we're working to get that stuff replaced as well.
Okay.
We were waiting to potentially have another contractor replace some of those items rather than having this contractor do it.
do we want to approve this then? Or do we?
Yeah, we do want to approve the substantial completion.
Any other discussion? Council, please vote. Approved. Item number 9, resolution number 8, resolution approving the extended warranty agreement between Boomerang Corp and the city of Nevada, Iowa. Wait. Number 9, resolution number 8.
It's different on theirs.
Okay, what, under 7, what did you accomplish? Look at it, number
Are you talking about the overlay? I think it's,
the 5-day special class retail.
We're on 60.
yeah, that's, we're not up to that yet.
Is it numbered different on theirs?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, hit the vote, yeah.
I'm sorry. We're on 7B right now.
All right, we're, yeah, on our system, it looks a little different. We're moving along.
Yes.
6BB.
So this is for the wastewater treatment improvements, phase 3 lift station. Any motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this, obviously it's not costing us any money to have an extended warranty, things how they made us extend the time.
No, so the reason we have this in place was when we had damage with the concrete on the walls and the floor. The standard warranty was 2 or 3 years and we had them go up to 10 years. And the additional amount of time that's warranted is Boomerang that is warranting the work for that. So, yeah, that is the reason why we have it in place. If we have any more issues within the next 10 years, then Boomerang will be required to come back and fix that.
Will they be around?
That was my question.
Yeah.
Is it prorated or is it 100%?
Should be, Aaron's the one that helped draft it, so I believe it's 100%, but it's on them to fix it.
That's correct for the repair portions. So those specs that had to be repaired.
Okay, thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? Council, please vote. Approved. Next item 10, approve pay request 2 for West Indian Creek project from RW Excavating Solutions in the amount of $133,507.75.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Council, please vote. Approved. Item number 11, approve change order 1 for West Indian Creek in the amount of $31,431. Any motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Council, please vote. Approved. Next item, 12, approve pay request number 1, Harrington Park Vegetation Establishment from TK Grading and Seating LLC in the amount of $7,905.50.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
So that's it, right? So
We
the
hope
last thing
it's,
we're
it.
waiting for.
If it doesn't hold, then they will need to be, they will have to come back and reseed, but that's on them because they seeded without, outside of the dates that were approved. So if they do have to come back, then that cost will be on them.
Any other discussion? Council, please vote. Okay, approved. Item 13, resolution number 9, resolution approving an agreement between State of Nevada, Iowa and Mid Iowa Planning Alliance for professional services.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
So this is for our downtown.
Yeah, the
CDBG.
facade program,
Mhm.
yeah.
Any other discussion?
How soon is that gonna get going?
They're still in the environmental stage. That takes anywhere from 4 months to a year, and then they have the historical side of things. It's my understanding the historical goes a lot faster. They have been working with Henry because he has a lot of historical data with it, but I believe we're moving quite fast on the environmental, but I can double check and get back with you.
It's federal money, so it has a lot more requirements.
Yeah.
I think they said that's kind of the longest part of it.
It is,
It's the
yeah.
environmental
Yeah.
study, so. Any other discussion? Council, please vote.
Unanimously, but it's not popping up for me.
Okay, it's approved. Next item, there we are. Item 14, ordinance number 1069, ordinance amending chapter 69, parking regulations of the city code by adding language pertaining to parking zones, all night parking, truck and boat parking, second reading.
Move to approve.
Second. Discussion. Seeing none, council, please vote. It's approved. Next item, number 15, resolution number 10, resolution authorizing and approving a loan and disbursement agreement, providing for issuance and securing the payment of 2 million sewer revenue bonds, series 2025, and authorizing the related reduction of the interest rate of the sewer revenue bond, series 2022A.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Approved. Number 16, approve 5-day special class C retail alcohol license for Cloud Wine. Lucky Wine Slushies, Sixth Street, effective August 1st, 2025 through August 5th, 2025 for downtown farmers market.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Approved. Item 17, ordinance number 1070, an ordinance amending chapter 50 of the Nevada Municipal Code, nuisance abatement procedure to declare storage uses on the first floor of multi-story buildings in the downtown corridor District A public nuisance, first reading.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
If anybody wants to speak. they can.
Yeah, Andy, why don't you go first?
I had it on the card.
Yeah. Yep.
Andy Dowling, again, 1324. I know there's not a whole lot I can do to probably sway this. This is it's a difficult position to argue. I know you want to discourage uses downtown contrary to what you want to see with retail, and you can't argue against a public safety hazard, but all the years I've been paying attention to this, I don't like the idea of writing an ordinance to tackle a specific person. We've got an issue here that was addressed by Dane last meeting, and then again in the administrator's report, that this feels like a tool to discourage one particular use at the moment. I understand it's not ideal at the moment, but I don't like seeing extra ordinances in general, especially not targeted to one instance, and it gets applied to everybody. And I know it's written pretty specifically that it'll work out. It's going to be disorganized storage on the first floor that's unsightly from it on 2-story buildings. So that doesn't include the Nevada Historical Building, which is completely packed front to back with combustibles, right, Henry? I'm not picking on, I mean, nobody's living above it, but
Yeah.
it's basically storage. It could, maybe you could consider it be a better use for it. Attorneys' offices with filled front to back with paper storage records, and whether they have apartments above or below, accountants that are full. And the differentiating is that it's organized. I don't know how much that changes public safety, that it's organized or unorganized, but I think part of the target of this is encouraging certain use on ground level retail. We want to see retail. So again, a hard position to argue that you let a property owner do what they want with their own property, but that's kind of the position I've got. Same position I've had for 25 years. If somebody's got a better idea what to do with my property, they can buy it from me. And we're talking precedents. It's been set. We had somebody with a building that was being used as storage downtown, and it was not what was desired, and it was purchased for close to double assessed and sold at a loss. That's a hell of a carrot. You could apply the same thing rather than a stick, specifically pass ordinances to take away somebody's legal use property rights as it stands. Again, I know it's a difficult one to argue. I can't imagine I'm going to win it. I imagine it's going to pass. The most I can kind of hope for is that you table it for a little bit. It seems like the one that we're targeting hasn't fit the description here for very long. It seems like a pretty quick turnaround on one building. They haven't given them a whole lot of time. Nothing else?
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Are you going to allow for public comment during the discussion?
We'll probably open it up for comment, but it's gonna be pretty short.
Yes.
Because we're gonna wanna,
Yes.
Well, we're not gonna take action either.
but yeah, we're not
It's about
taking action.
internally
tonight either.
working on the process.
Yeah,
But there is gonna be room for comment.
I'll allow people to comment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my name's Belinda Scavone Martin. And I'm the person who is renting across the street. And I have been renting unit 104 since April of 21. And in that time, I have been taking care of my brother that was diagnosed with kidney cancer. I've had an illness of my own. I've had absolutely no help in getting this set up. It is a sewing machine service and repair shop in unit 104. And as that information was going around and people were hearing it, I was asked over and over and over again, could you teach me how to sew? Because 30 years ago, the school system eliminated home ec and the teaching of sewing, and they eliminated shop, the teaching of changing the oil. And I agreed. And what I just handed to the councilman is my lineup for my classroom. There are 14 identical machines. They're Singer 401As, which is the machine my mother used when I was a kid. I have hers, she passed away. Because I didn't want to have to say, well, you thread yours this way, but you have to do this, and it's just too difficult. So I've spent some time collecting these sewing machines, along with taking care of my brother, taking him to 5 different physicians, and having a health problem. And there's only one of me. And I've had no help moving these sewing machines, and I'll tell you, they weigh 50 pounds apiece in a small cabinet. And the next door unit was not open for me to rent. The moment it became open for me to rent, I moved 30 machines over there. The former tenant had pulled up the floor in the office room and in the main room. He took all the trim off the baseboard. He took all the trim off the doors. And I have to replace the floor, put the trim back, scrub the floors, reshine the floors, put curtains up. Somebody removed the original old glass blocks that used to, they're down in the basement. And I'll get them up there and I'll put them so the curtains hit the bottom of the window. I have searched and searched for curtains to fit with the sewing thing. And it's not going to be just sewing. It's going to be the arts of the thread, crocheting, knitting, quilting. Kind of like a girls' club, maybe. I don't know. Latch hooking, anything that you use a needle and thread for. And thread comes in all various sizes and shapes. I am working on it. I am keeping things out of the way. I am moving things. I am getting it orderly without any help. And I was down for quite a while, being sick. But I'm up now. I'm not moving real super fast like I normally do. And by the way, I'm 76 yesterday. And I'm doing it all by myself. Every once in a while, somebody will see me struggling with a sewing machine on a dolly, and will stop and ask if they can help. And I truly appreciate that. People are waiting. I have customers waiting for me to do their sewing machines, fix their sewing machines, clean and service them. because the fellow over in Ames Howard retired. I will be the only one within 150-mile radius that knows how to fix a sewing machine, get it running again. And also teach girls, boys, whatever. My son sews. They had home ec then, and he had to take it. So that's what's going on in that building. And also I was being somewhat annoyed by the chiropractor who was in the next door building. I have a text on my cell phone. Are you ever gonna move? Because he knew I was looking for a bigger building. And he just pushed and shoved. And at the same time, I'm the administrator of Nevada, Iowa Experiences. Good, bad, no ugly. And he took it upon himself to put anywhere from 5 to 20 of his little advertisements up there. And he was doing very, very well using that page.
Just in the interest of time, I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Okay, well, it pertains to the last 3 items on.
No, I understand.
Yes,
I understand.
and it's me.
Yeah, I
Okay,
understand.
and I will cut her off. But I just wanted to give people an idea. I told Main Street, oh, by the way, it's gonna be a sewing machine service and repair shop. I've been in contact with Ryan and with Ray Reynolds. And I'm waiting for the answer
Ray,
from
would
you.
you-
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
What is your ideal timeline to when you could have that up and running in
I'll start teaching classes October 1st.
October 1st?
Yep.
Ray,
And
please.
I have a house for me and that.
So you would plan on that property being
Oh.
open and ready to go October
No.
1?
Okay. And I have parts for machine. Yeah, I just, everything just kind of dumped on me. And the first year was the whole front section was tore up. For a year I paid rent, nobody cared. Couldn't park in back, couldn't park in front. I had to walk stuff. And I'm finally getting better in health wise. Your daddy,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Ray Reynolds, Fire Chief. So I would like to remind everyone, the fire department does not enforce zoning and stuff like that. We do enforce the fire code. The International Fire Code, year 2015 edition is what's adopted. We've been working with Ms. Scavone Martin on the fire code violations, which would relate to exit width, clear and unobstructed exits. We talked about storage that is neat and orderly. At the time we visited, it was not. She does express a plan to open a business involving sewing. She has moved some stuff into that second space. We did discuss not putting stuff in the hallway between the two, and we assisted her in removing that stuff from the hallway so it doesn't present a hazard. We are currently in the process of lining a mutually agreeable time that Ryan was going to reach out to you and the building owner, because the building owner is also involved in any enforcement of the fire code. There is a provision that allows them to have that storage if they were to sprinkle the building. So that's the big reduce or sprinkle, and that's not an easy pill for people to swallow. But we have been working with Ms. Scavone Martin, and she understands our position, and I think we understand her position. Is that accurate?
The business owner.
Yeah.
Is working with me also.
Yes. So I think it's at this point, the fire department is enforcing the fire code. Any decision you make about storage downtown does have a pertinent effect on the fire code. I have had people above the space that have expressed concern about their safety because of the fuel load. We've talked about that, and she understands that. So it's just a process of us trying to work with her and reduce and put things where she wants them to be. I will tell you, she's got a lot of thread. She's got a lot of sewing machines. She's got a lot of stuff in there. I think the issue is there's a lot of stuff in there. And so we're just trying to deal with that and kind of see how things shake out once she gets her space open. But it does speak to what if somebody else comes in and does the same thing? And if we put increased fuel loads in our downtown buildings that are made of wood, it does put us in a bad position to have to enforce mandated sprinklers, and we've had that conversation just yet today. So that's the struggle that we face. So
Thank you, Ray.
thank you.
Other discussion from council?
So I don't like that this is specifically targeted to one building, much like I think Andy said. I don't disagree with anything that we have in here necessarily. I kind of also, my libertarian sense says we should let building owners do what they want to do inside their building, so long as it's safe. And when we say that we want, some of the wording here is unmanaged storage where such storage is visible from the public right of way. Well, you put a brick wall over the window and then the same stuff is in there. Which kind of specifies that we're targeting one property here. So I don't necessarily disagree with what we're putting in here. I don't like that it's targeted to one person. So what I'd kind of like to see is maybe we push this to November, give an opportunity to do what she wants to do, and then we can do this without specifically targeting individuals while still maintaining safety of downtown from a fire
Motion to
perspective.
table till November.
I don't know if we can table to a specific date or something like that, but that is kind of 3 months.
Is there any way we can adjust the wording on this in a way that it doesn't hurt someone in a position where they are working towards opening a business? As opposed to me just renting a space and throwing a bunch of boxes and leaving it for infinity,
Yeah.
Someone actually has a plan to do something with it. They're just working on getting there.
Yeah.
I also kind of agree with you, the Andy stance, as far as targeting a specific owner. I would say to that, I think this was discussed, I don't know how many years ago, and it didn't happen then. I know it was brought to me by somebody, but that's neither here nor there. We've heard the explanation. I think what you're doing is exciting. I think that's awesome.
So it looks like a class.
Yeah.
There's only so many downtown buildings that have windows you can look into too. So, you put you can, under this provision, you can store whatever you want behind a closed door, and it's no different. They just have a window, which.
I mean, I think it's exciting that we're adding another interactive opportunity in a storefront downtown. I don't want to do anything that's gonna hurt that. And thank you for coming and explaining that, because that helps too, obviously.
Always nice when business owners that are up for discussion come and talk to us.
Right.
Because not everybody did that tonight.
I guess I have a question. So it's visible from the street. So a set of curtains, it's no longer visible from the street,
Correct.
according to the ordinance, correct?
Correct.
So $20 pair of curtains, problem solved.
It's not good.
It's kind of.
It is perfect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what he's
see it,
saying.
That's,
so
that's what
You
I'm
can't-
saying.
He's saying if we
Per
pass
the
the ordinance, you're
ordinance,
fine.
if you can't see it, then
You want to see
No, it was just a question.
it? Because on the front, down in the basement are these white blocks of clear blocks. That the former person took out. And I'm gonna clean them up. It's those clear blocks the churches use.
Yeah.
And that goes in that gap between the longest curtains I could find. And that will make it look more professional. Or something.
Here's what I'd recommend to you, and this is free to many people downtown, is contacting Main Street Nevada, and they can help you arrange your windows in a way that's pleasant to the community and also functional for you.
I have, but
Okay.
they said that I had to be business owner. Building owner.
Well, we could,
They had nothing to do with it.
perhaps the building owner could.
The building owner doesn't, she's talked to him too, and she got a different answer, so,
Okay.
we'll get it okay, we'll do fine. I'll just look, I have my clients, and they were sitting there waiting, I've done some on the side. This is, yeah.
So
Some
Aaron,
cheap.
do we have a motion from Luke? Can we do that for a motion to table till November?
That's fine, I wanna get in too, come on.
Yes,
do,
I would.
Get in,
Yes.
Start teaching, it's a lot to do for one person, I gotta make up
So,
We can table this to
We-
November.
yeah, do I?
Is that something that,
is there a
Yes,
second?
sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the property owner. Yes, the proper action would be the first and second. If you would like to amend your motions to table this to a date certain, then we will pick it up on that date.
That would be nice, yeah.
I don't remember who made the original motion. It had to be, it'd have
You
to be
did.
those people.
Even then.
I didn't make the original one.
Oh.
Stephen Dane.
Yeah, I think Steve made the. motion.
Yeah, I'm not against putting this off. I do want to say as a contrary point, which I always seem to have to make, a building owner or a business owner doesn't have the right to put their neighbors at risk by putting an unsafe amount of fuel or material in that building. So I just want that to be something that you keep in mind. Please be considerate of your neighbors. We certainly don't want to put ourselves in a situation where one business catches on fire and it takes the whole block out, because it happens.
Fence, all about fire, water in the basement. And they took out the gas pipes. In the back of my building, my unit, pool. And they took it goes in, the whole building is fed with gas that you, okay? So the meters are all outside, they took them out because they were corroded. I walked in and I had immediately called the gas department because it was leaking. Okay?
All
They
right.
didn't look so well.
So we
They
have,
didn't come back.
do we have to withdraw the original motion?
He just has to amend his original motion.
Steve?
Yeah, let's amend the motion to postpone until said date. What do you say?
First meeting in
1st?
November.
What's the first meeting in November?
Brian,
The 10th of November?
Brian,
Yes.
I don't know you and I just heard about your stuff tonight. If you need a back, I can help move some stuff around for you if you need some help.
I know you saying.
See me afterwards.
We have a second.
We don't have a second yet. Do we have?
See me
I'll
after-
second the motion and call for the question.
Okay, council, please vote.
Thank you.
So we're voting to postpone it.
Voting to table it to.
I get a little freaked out when we're voting on the text that's on the screen. It's not.
Know the feeling.
Okay, motion carries. So item number 18, 19 are gonna be similar. They're all addressing the same thing.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
So what do we need to do here? We
Motion to table.
Motion
till
to table.
November 10th.
November 10th.
Do we need one for each one of those?
Yes. Yes.
I'll move to approve ordinance 1071 to table it until November 10th.
Second. Session. Council, please vote. Approved. And item number 19, same situation.
I would move to table that till the November 10th.
Second.
meeting.
Second.
Session. Please vote. Approved. Moving on to reports. Chief Brandis,
I don't have anything unless you have questions.
Marlos. I can't see all who's back there. Rhonda?
I have some stuff if you want it.
I mean, it's only 7:10.
For a second.
Just really quickly, just want to remind everyone that the Wall That Heals will be coming to Innovata next week, and that's something that we're gonna to play a part in. So we're excited about that, and the opportunity to host that, I think, is awesome for our community. So want to get that out there. Jason, you had mentioned the tennis courts to me. I wanted to let you know that I did go look at those. They're not in awesome shape for some reason, and I have contacted the person who refinished them last, and I'm waiting for some information back on that, and we'll have to go back and look at the contract for the tennis courts. So that is something that we have going on. We had a few individuals contact us about some water not in basements. I feel bad for everybody that had water in their basements, but water in some of the parks. We've been looking at some of that, and we've come up with some solutions for those. And Joe with the street department and our park staff has worked hard on trying to resolve some of those. So we're going to be working on that a little bit longer and figuring some of those things out. We're going to continue to spray mosquitoes weekly just because of the wetness that we've had. So just know that that's going to be probably weekly until things kind of start to dry up a little bit. We'll be spraying this Thursday. Other than that, that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me.
You brought up the Wall That Heals. Do you know how they're doing for volunteers with that?
Um,
There's a lot of people in the room here.
So we had a phone call meeting today, and it sounds like the setup has quite a number of volunteers that are going to be there. But I think they're still looking for more for tearing down. And I think pretty much, Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong, it's pretty well covered throughout the 24/7 hours of covering.
Yeah, I'm sure they could use more volunteers, but like Rhonda said, it is pretty much covered throughout. The big day is Sunday when they're tearing down. That's when they really need help. Also, I believe they're 2-hour shifts for setting up and everything like that. If you can come and help out for a half hour, that's good. They just need people to help tear down. So, whether it's 30 minutes or 2 hours, your help will be greatly appreciated.
Yep.
Thanks, Rhonda.
I was gonna say also, you already kind of mentioned it too, but thanks to you and Joe for responding to that gentleman who emailed you guys and Jordan and me.
Yep.
Maybe I don't always get to be part of those conversations, but it was cool to see you guys doing work on it. So thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Nothing from the library.
I'm good unless you have questions. Same here.
Yeah, we had several Wall That Heals meetings. We have another one on Wednesday. All of our on-site meetings for the SRF projects, Project A and B, were canceled due to the amount of rain that we received. We'll have our next BRF meeting August 11th. Hopefully we can finalize some things there. And we have been working on our decommissioning. We did get a preliminary estimate back, and it came in about twice as high as both the engineers and I thought it was going to be. So we have to work on that. And then we also had our walkthrough punch list items to create the punch list for our lift station, which you guys approved at substantial completion as well. And then for the last thing, I believe we have received all of the documents needed for the trail at Oak Park Estates. So hopefully they will be starting that trail project very shortly.
Council.
Hey Jordan, on one item on your report, and I meant to reach out before. Now I just haven't had a moment. Don't want to put you too much on the spot. As far as the dog park goes, I actually got a surprising amount of feedback negatively on that.
Really?
Being at Mardine, which I was kind of surprised to see it, because way back when I said, why don't we use Mardine? And I was always told it was too swampy, and then it never got talked about again. But I did have someone from my ward, not in that direct area, reach out kind of saying, what are you thinking? I did talk to Lil Cubs just to kind of see what their thoughts were, because they're right there. She was pretty concerned about it. So I guess my question is there going to be more opportunity for public
Actually,
input?
Rhonda and I spent some time, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Rhonda and I spent some time together. We're talking about alternatives.
Okay.
So it's long term.
Okay, I had a couple people like sound the alarms. I'm like, well, I see it's in the report, but I didn't see any action items, so it was.
Yeah, no, it's still preliminary.
Has that area been pretty swampy with the rain lately? I know it's-
Yeah, I drove by there this morning. I'm like, my white dog would come home very, very brown.
I think
But
most
if that was a
parks
dog.
have been
Both parks had it.
Yeah, I figured, but.
That one, whenever it rains a lot, becomes very swampy, so.
Kayak course.
Maybe not so much towards the middle park, I'm not sure, but certainly the further south you go, it's real marshy.
Other things from council?
I kind of like, I think somebody said when we were talking about the tree, that we should be the advocate for the building owner, and I think we should. That doesn't necessarily mean we have to take their side, but I think we should be using their advocate and talking with Construct, making sure that conversation progresses and they don't get forgotten about. That's kind of vague, but I think we should be making sure that he gets an answer one way or the other, communicate to him in a timely manner. I know we're talking about insurance and they're entitled to talk to their insurance about it. But I think he deserves to have us in his corner.
Anybody else? I'm gonna bring it back to the wall that heals. I'll be out there every night. I get to stay overnight with Boy Scouts. So starting Wednesday, I'll be there through Sunday tear down. So
Someone bringing you coffee.
no, I'm just gonna power through it.
Oh,
It'll be
boy.
fine. It'll be a big event. Hopefully it'll go well. We have a lot of volunteers, a lot of people who care a whole lot about this. And then, for the downtown, the service flags, weather permitting, should be up tomorrow down by the Legion, since the poles were painted black, service flags are going up, so. Yeah. Okay. Next item, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Council,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Don't go anywhere. Council adjourned. Can we take a 10-minute break? Oh, no, 5. You said 5-minute break. 5-minute break. Yes. So do I just call the work group to order? And do I have to? Okay.
Not here for the workshop, please.
All right, I'm gonna call our work group to order.
I'll text you.
If everybody would please have a seat. Before we get started, I want to say a couple things. This won't be a complaint session. We're not gonna be appointing somebody and the process won't actually be put into place tonight. We're here to figure out what that process is. We're here to solve a problem. We're not gonna have it be a complaint session. So, Luke, Sandy, the council has been working on this since it's been brought up. We have some good ideas. I think we're close on what we need to do. I just want to make that clear. I will allow for comment, but it's only going to be a minute per. This is to get something done. My wife's already texted me telling me I'm late, so I'm gonna go ahead and let's get started. I'll have people do comment first. Like I said, it's only gonna be a minute. I'm gonna cut you off. No need to get heated. We just need to get this fixed. So anybody that has a comment about this, let's go ahead and start first. Mike, go ahead.
Mike Potter, 1071T. This is actually not from me, but it's from Jane Heinz, 1220K Avenue. She texted me she's not able to be here. For decades, mayors, Jerry, Matt, and others have made appointments for different boards, including P and Z, which all seemed okay with, but now it seems the council is to appoint new members to the it seems that the council is to appoint new members to P and Z. With members that have already been picked by the mayor and ready for appointment on the night of the council meeting, some members decided that the system needed to be overhauled before appointments could be made, causing hardship on P and Z's board ability to function. Appointments could have been made and then worked on a new system that didn't fit the agenda. Remember, council, our town is made of 7,000 people, not just a handful with an agenda.
Thank you. Next, anybody else? Charlie?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing to me. I don't know what the qualifications are for this job or anything. 47 years experience, 250 people supervise, were underneath me at one time or another, worked for a 125 store chain. If I oppose the hospital, does that make me not available, not acceptable for this job? Steve, does that make me not acceptable?
We're not gonna answer questions.
Okay,
as
well,
comments tonight.
I've been here since Hugo Hagan was mayor. Never a problem all the way through. So if there is a problem now, you need to address it after these appointments. Because if it was a mistake, it was a mistake. Take care of it after these appointments. If you guys are so afraid of a difference of opinion, that's crazy. I just don't understand that. So I guess I'm going to tell you right now, I'm running for council. And I've got my papers filled out for your ward and your job.
Shirley? No need for that. Anybody else?
How soon will we be getting someone?
Our hope is to get the process set tonight. Approve it next council meeting. And then
Should be on our agenda.
it'll be on the agenda. Hopefully we'll get it approved and then do the appointment.
So are we talking about trying to vote on names at the next meeting? Is that the goal or?
That would be
meeting after
my
that?
goal. I want to get planning and zoning as soon as we can. I want to get this done tonight if we can.
Names next week. You guys can't adopt procedures. Yeah.
No,
This is just a work session.
this is just work session. So.
But
You could approve
the,
this
the,
procedure.
the process we approved tonight does not need to be approved. It's simply just the process we decide.
Well,
The names are what needs to be voted on, which could be at the next meeting.
You could also approve this at the next meeting and then have the names underneath that
Right.
and approve
Okay.
that as
Either way.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Anybody else?
This makes us all look bad.
I don't disagree.
What about living in the future, like reinstating somebody, that should be a separate line item and somebody new? They should not all be voted together.
And that'll be something we're talking about in a few minutes. Anybody else? Okay, public comments done. Sandy, why don't you walk through, wait,
I will walk through, there's two things that we're gonna look at, the actual application, how do people apply to be on the boards and commissions? Then the actual process for appointment, and they are on our screens.
Aaron, can you put this up for everybody to see, please?
So not many changes on the application itself. The old one asked for people to rank things like 1 through 8. And that was too, as somebody who applied once, that's just too many rate, you know, it doesn't make sense. So the top 3, I met with Aaron and with Jordan in my first pass with what the old system looked like. They also never described what those boards did. It just named like Parks Rec and Cemetery Board without any description of what that would mean, what you'd be doing. So added the descriptions that match what we say on our website. So, you know, just making more sense out of that. Availability, you know, if somebody knows they'll never be able to attend, based on the meeting schedule or their own time frame. So something that relates to availability, and that was on the old one. The qualifications, Aaron said nobody ever filled it out. It was more of an essay question on the original application. So adding, and we had a lot of discussion on this at our last meeting. So adding, what are some of the qualifications? So describing your own voluntary community service. If you've had any leadership development, it's not specific to the Nevada class, but any kind of experience with leading things. Specific expertise or skills that might relate to whatever you're most interested in, those top 3. And then any other valuable experience that would be helping us understand why they're interested in a certain commission or whatever. Then the new part would be community interests, telling us about what brought you to Nevada and what your interests are in the community, which, you know, for Luke would have been community gardens, things that dog park, you know, things that we all talk about. Art for me. Okay, the mayor and council, again, a statement of we really appreciate, we're always looking for applications. And the reality is there's not a flood of applications. So it's not that that's the problem. It's, you know, we're gonna get this squared away so we all agree that we have good information to work from. So that's part 1. Questions or concerns or changes or things you'd like to see that aren't there on the application.
I mean, I think the application itself looks fine. It's not very different than what's existing now.
No, it's just a little more descriptive, I think, of.
The board and commission interest section is much better. That's very helpful.
Yeah, it does describe what it is that they do.
right.
So, I mean, on the actual application itself, does anybody have a problem using?
No, I think Steve mentioned something in what he said about maybe a timeline of how long these applications are on file. Do we want to have that published? I don't know what,
Yeah.
or I don't know what we've been doing in. the
I
past.
added it to mine and it's not on the one that I'm looking at on the screen, but I did add that at the very end where it talks about future consideration, if your application is not the best fit at this time, would you like your application to remain on file for 1 year? And then that's the yes or no. I mean, we have a yes or no about being considered in the future, but a little more description in the 1 year. Somewhere else, it does say 1 year,
does
so we
say-
need to be consistent with that.
Oh, I mean,
That seems reasonable.
that seems.
Is there anybody that, yeah, that seems really sensible.
So
Okay.
are we good to, this is gonna be our application then?
With
With
that
the-
addition that
with the-
Sandy just talked about, yeah.
I'll add that, and Aaron runs the show with the application, so as far as responsibility staff wise.
Can I add something?
Mhm.
In terms of expiration or how long we keep the application on file, would they maybe just expire on June 30 of every year and then they would have to reapply after that? Or maybe April or May 30?
Just so that they all
The
have at the
terms.
same time. I mean, we could put that in the language,
Otherwise, it's gonna be-
right, if you get an
I don't want it to
application.
be a
made.
maintenance nightmare for you.
Right. No, I mean, I think that June 30th, I think would be a good cutoff.
Maybe May 30th,
Is that-
then that would give them time to apply for the next.
Right.
I'm trying to remember, I know you showed me where all the terms are. Is there a date when all the terms expire or do
June
they?
3rd.
Okay.
And then the new term starts July 1.
Forward, yeah, so we'd have a flux
Mhm.
June and then, okay.
So if they just know that their application, whenever submitted, will expire on a certain date,
And that's every committee, whenever a term expires, it's on. June
whatever
30.
application is submitted, it will expire on this date, and then they would just need to resubmit.
Are we all okay with that?
Yeah, just give me the right wording, Aaron, but how you'd like that to read. We'll work it out. If you guys are good with that,
Yeah.
it'll say what
Yeah.
Aaron said, but.
Would you like those to be kept on file until May 30th of?
2026 or
Following
whatever.
year.
Yeah, the
And-
following year.
And we are intending to have this be, like our current one on the website where it's actually like housed in the website versus like a PDF.
Yes.
It would be housed in the website
Mhm.
itself. Okay.
Which takes us to the next piece here, which is the appointment process. So you want to pull that up. Which the first step is we have to hear from our own departments, identifying those vacancies. This is, again, taking things that were already happening, but I've never seen this in an outline like this. So to get it all in one place was my goal. Like, here's how we do it now. And then I put a few suggestions, which prompted Luke and Steve to add some things. Okay, so identifying the vacancies. Anybody see anything that needs to change with that? It's just as it has been with the city clerk's office.
Hey, Aaron, is it possible to zoom in just a little bit so maybe it's a little bigger for people in the room to be able to read it? Thanks.
Should we specify how, for terms that are expiring on a regular schedule, should we specify that or?
Try a little more, Luke.
Yeah, I was halfway through that thought.
Sorry.
I think it's kind of there.
Yeah, okay.
I guess it says upcoming, maybe that covers what you're getting at, but I don't know.
Well, I guess, should we specify how soon before a term is up or how much?
Like how much time
Yeah.
beforehand this is gonna go up?
Yeah.
Question.
Month
I mean,
prior?
if we know that they're gonna be up, we know that now.
If there's a date that the applications will expire, it might be a good idea just to send out something to everybody at that time
Mhm.
with what will be coming open.
And I,
So not only when they expire, but then everybody would know at that time what will be open or who will be up for reappointments.
Correct.
that does kind of bring up the reappointment of current members. Did we talk to them about whether or not they want to be reappointed first, or do they have to go all the way through the whole process?
Typically, we just ask them if they want to be reappointed, if they're still interested in serving.
Is that what we want?
I'm kind of torn on that, not because I think people do a bad job, but we have some people that have been on boards for 30 years, but go to maybe one meeting.
That's what I was gonna say. If you have an issue with attendance, I mean, not that there's necessarily an attendance requirement, but.
I think there should be.
Right, I think there should be an attendance requirement.
Well, and when we're talking about 4, 5, 6 year terms, I don't think it's unfair to have somebody go through the process again, but when they fill out the application, they'll have on their resume, I've been on this board for X amount of time.
Right, since we're going through
So
rescoring. anyway.
reapply
Yeah.
with a reappointment. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so. I mean,
I mean, 6-year terms are long.
right.
Yeah.
And I think,
Speak to that just a little bit. Is that okay?
yeah,
I mean, like with our Parks and Recreation Board, we've had like Deb Parker and some of those individuals have been on that board for an extremely long time.
Mhm.
And she is a valuable asset to that board. And I think it's important that we look at the longevity of those individuals and what they have given to the community and how they continue to still give. And I think that that would be a disservice to them to make them reapply for something that they've done for 30 years.
well, that,
As long as there's no issue with them, with attendance and with things of that nature. I think attendance is more of your issue that needs to be addressed and looked at. If you have a board person that is fulfilling their obligations and fulfilling their duties, and they're volunteering for this, as Matt so eloquently said earlier, I think that I don't think that those individuals should have to go back through a reapplication process. Those are my thoughts, because those are people that have a lot of those people have helped make Nevada Parks and Recreation what they are today, and I would hate to see them leave. Now,
Rhonda,
I do believe the attendance thing needs to be addressed.
attendance will include. I just want you to know, it leads with the city department is the lead in helping with this, identifying the vacancies. So it's up to staff to determine, if the person should, if it's a reappointment or if you have an opening, that identification, and you are the liaison with notifying and keeping your commissions robust. I think that's important.
And not to disagree, but Parks and Rec is one that people want to be on, and they typically, once they're there, they don't leave. They really like it because they enjoy it. That's not always great to have the same people in the same spots for 30 years. I feel that way pretty much on every level. Yeah, it's better to have, I'm not saying, oh, you can only be on there for 5 years or 6 years or whatever the case may be, but maybe let a younger person move on to that board, maybe have some new fresh eyes. It is easier, absolutely, if you've been working with somebody for 20 years. You know what they're gonna say, you know what they're gonna do.
Rhonda, do you think having somebody who's been on for a long time, having to fill out this application and submit it would dissuade them from wanting to keep doing it?
I can't answer that question. It's
Yes.
on the person, but I
Yes.
do if it
Really?
was me, I would view it as a little bit of a slap in the face, to be honest. If it was me, I would. Yep.
Matt, you're saying yes?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of look at us as elected officials, we have to go through the same process no matter what, if we want to run again. But it's not the same thing either.
Well, and part of the reappointment is, okay, you've been on there for 15 years, obviously they're being scored, the department heads have a say, the committee heads have a say. You're probably gonna get back on. I don't think it's a lot if you really value being part of that board, that you resubmit. It's not asking a lot, we just went over the application, it's not even 2 pages long.
What if we keep their original on file that they submit with? And if you are going to require them to resubmit, what if we send them whatever they submitted and they can just review it and see if it's still accurate, and then they can just resubmit that one?
Is it a paperwork nightmare to keep applications that people sent 5 years ago on file?
We're doing all this online.
Or 6 or 20?
Are we doing this all online now?
Yeah, everything's online right now. I mean, for those that have applied in the past, Matt, how long have you been on P and Z? So
And we've had a hard time even filling spots.
I can guarantee you, we probably don't have yours still
Right.
tucked away, so. But, yeah, I'm with Rhonda. If they've been on the board, if they've been doing it, I don't see why they should have to reapply every time their term is up, but this is a council process, so you guys can make that decision.
I'm gonna go back to attendance has been mentioned a lot. I think that's really key to
Yeah.
this. And to me, the staff that work with the commission, with their recommendation and keeping the attendance in mind, if that's somebody that should be reappointed or not, that's where I would see the kind of the compromise.
So
with
you're
the
saying
reappointments.
a person could be reappointed if the department head with that committee recommends so? Like a parks board,
I
a park
think
board
these-
member is up for reappointment. Rhonda says, I want this person to stay, they want to stay. Then that,
I think she's saying if they have ill attendance, then they don't necessarily have the right to be, or the option to be.
I'm saying the
Well,
staff.
how do we judge
The staff.
attendance is
Right,
good,
you have to
attendance
judge
is
what that
bad?
is.
Yeah,
We put that power in the department head to say, this person, I want them to be reappointed, or this person needs to reapply, or.
well, I mean, there's typically minutes at every single planning and zoning, so we'll be able to tell from the minutes who is there and who is not.
Do we set a benchmark on what attendance is expected?
Yeah, I mean, because that's something we have to answer.
I think a number on attendance is not unusual in things like this, with the responsibilities being there, so. I don't have the magic number, but
I would agree on that, because when I first started, we had people that were on the board, just said they were on the board, they did not show up.
Exactly.
We struggled.
yeah, that's not fair to the regular attenders, so.
I agree, I think the attendance is awesome.
75%,
Head would know, I
Matt?
think it's in the records of who
Matt?
shows up.
I think they need to keep a.
Matt, what would you suggest?
75%?
75%?
The department's head, and they know if you showed up or not.
No, we're talking about for you, what would you consider like 75%,
Percentage-wise.
percentage-wise, like what amount?
60-70%, yeah.
And
Like
You signed up for it, you can.
Throughout every
be even.
Rhonda, what would you say about a percentage?
I'd probably agree with what Andy and Matt said.
Well,
I mean, I think you gotta be pretty close. Yeah, I mean, what, you meet every month, right? Is that what all of our,
Yeah.
everybody meets every month?
Well, unless we don't have anything.
Right, unless you don't have one.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. So there's times when you don't have one, but it sticks in my head. The reason I said 60, I think that was the cutoff point for city council, wasn't it?
Oh,
I think it's a pretty high tolerance for city council, but I think it should at least match that.
right.
I would agree with that. Yeah, if it's 60 for us, then I think it should be mirrored by the.
Is Aaron still online?
I'm planning my vacations around meetings.
Hey, Aaron, do you know what the percentage is for council?
I didn't even know we had a percent.
A really good question. Let me see if I can pull up, while you guys chat, let me see if I can pull up your SOPs real quick.
We have a commission that hardly gets any.
Pretty sure we had a
Yeah,
council.
right.
We've got both sides.
We have a couple, sorry.
I'm gonna move us on to how do we get those applicants, because we've already mentioned we don't have enough. The vacancies right now are posted on our website. Actual visual in the hallway on the bulletin board, through social media and the newsletter. Marlis, is that something that you write about too?
Yeah, when they give it to me, we post it, yeah.
And if we have a new application, that gives us another reason, but I think if people have other ideas of how we continue to build that pool of folks that would want to serve, that would be really useful.
Are there any requirements to be on one of these boards?
Oh, yeah, we just did that, yes.
Okay, so
There's an application.
there's an application, but on that application, say you have tenants, specific.
There's no, in the guidelines, you have to have building experience to be in planning and zoning. The process that's being proposed now is a score situation, so if you had experience in construction or I don't know, real estate, you would get X number of points, if I'm understanding it correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. But there's no specific definition, like an 18-year-old can go out there and apply for a board, and if he was sufficiently community-minded enough, he could get on something or she could get on something.
You don't. If you don't know anything about a particular board, the subject. You should apply.
I mean, yeah,
You can apply,
you can apply, the definitions would be.
Then you rate,
Correct. Well, I would have.
well, the people.
So far, we've identified the vacancies. We've talked about how we're gonna publicize the openings. And then the accepting the applications follows what we just went over, that application process that lays it out step by step. Then the next thing is, what do we do? And this gets us to Steve's notes, the staff review and pre-screening. I have to find Steve's note.
4 or more absences in a 12-month period is what the SOPs state for the council members. So if you miss 4 or more in a 12-month period.
So
then
that's,
it's
that sounds fair.
neglect.
so 2 months worth of meetings.
That's never been enforced.
No.
What percentage is that? 4 out of
75,
4.
4 out of
5%,
24.
right? 4 out of 12. Well,
24.
4 out of
24 meetings.
Yeah.
That's higher than.
Bad math, don't ask me.
I know, math in public, dangerous. I think that's pretty high.
If my math is mathing, which might not be, it's missing about just shy of 17% of the meetings.
So you'll be at 83%.
There you go.
Pretty high.
I don't think we want to hold them to
But
that.
I don't
I think
we
that's
wanna
high.
hold to that.
So-
That's,
I like 75%.
I like 75% too. That's common.
3 out of every 4 meetings, you should be there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're gonna write in there.
Okay.
On with the pre-screening, so the clerk reviews the submissions for completeness and eligibility, that's the same as that's always been, residency within Nevada, conflict of interest. And then the applications, this is where we get to Steve's back to that we keep them on file as we talked about that application process for a year from the time that they submitted for future consideration
Or through the next June, right?
or
That's
through
what
the
we
next
did.
June.
To give people time
Okay,
to submit.
Whatever you want, whatever you
If-
say.
Yes, one of those, to give people time to submit for July 1.
Sorry, proceed.
How is conflict of interest identified? What are you holding as a standard?
That's something we have to.
Yeah.
We're
I'd like
gonna
to
be,
see where that would go.
yeah. So we're gonna get to that. We're not quite there yet, but
I don't think I've actually seen a conflict of interest really for any of them so far, but I don't know how you define that.
There is a definition. Aaron told me a definition when we talked.
Aaron Clanton or Aaron Mosley?
Aaron,
I think.
I think that would have to be defined by the council and what, if there's any laws regarding that in the state code, which I don't know if there is actually.
We were talking about a conflict of them applying for the position too, like that would be very. I don't even know what that could be. What conflict would there be for somebody applying?
well, if you're applying for
Other than
planning and zoning and
library.
you're gonna zone your own property, that'd be a conflict of interest.
But they would just abstain.
you would abstain. You would abstain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the application process, I don't see that necessarily.
No,
relevant.
and maybe it doesn't even need to be in there. Residency within Nevada may be the only thing.
And that's.
Well, but for the library board, not all members are residents of.
But the
Nevada.
library board is
So-
not a council appointed.
No, that's, I was just using that as.
Oh,
Can we change
Yeah.
e.g. reds?
Because this application will be used by the
For the
library.
library.
Can we change the language to say
Well,
resident?
This is just examples of what they're looking for when they review the application before it goes any further. So is it complete? Is the submission of the application complete? Do they have the proper residency documented, you know, that sort of stuff?
Can we just eliminate conflict of interest from that?
Eliminate conflict of interest.
And could we change residency to just say residency requirements rather than within Nevada?
Yes, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
because that would address the library board.
Absolutely.
Is this for council appointed positions only?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Well, this
actually for, the
process that we're doing-
application is for all of them. The
Yeah.
process is for the council only.
Which is only P and Z.
Nope.
And Board of Adjustment and Board of Appeals.
Yes.
are the three.
Council, P and Z, council, everything else is
Mayor.
mayor appointed.
Mhm.
And the application will be updated for those, but that process, there are no changes to that. To the mayoral.
Correct.
Correct. It's all mayor.
Okay, now we get to Luke, step 5 here, council review and interviews, that section. Luke, do you want to talk through your
Yeah,
proposal?
so I submitted a kind of an idea. And I'm basically just gonna read what I got here. This would be my kind of suggested way of doing this. We've talked about the first line, all applications are sent to the council and the department head connected to that specific committee. The 6 members of the council and the department head associated with that committee would each recommend 2 people per vacant seat from the pool of applicants. So it'd be a total of 14 votes for a single seat vacancy. I'm proposing no council interviews, no panel interviews. We just, as a council and department head, recommend 2 people each based off the applications that we get submitted. The top 2 vote getters from that vote, so to speak, would go on for mayoral interviews, where the mayor would be doing an interview on their choosing, however they want to do it. If they want to do it by phone, if they want to meet for coffee, or they want to do it in their office, whatever the mayor chooses to do. If there were a tie in that vote between all the people, then everybody who tied would move on. So you could, if there'd be a scenario where you could have more than 2 people moving on. The mayor then chooses, oh, I said that, the mayor chooses the form of the interview. And then the mayor would submit their choice out of those 2 for that one appointment. And then the council would approve that one choice. I hope I explained that correctly. If there are multiple vacancies at the same time, then 2 people per vacancy would be selected. And I have an example there. If there's 2 open seats on the planning and zoning, then the mayor will interview the top 4 council recommendations, council and the department head's recommendations, and then submit 2 names, and the council would then approve it. And then afterwards, the mayor would reach out to all those who applied, thank them for applying, maybe give some suggestions on what they could do to improve their resume, something like that, which I think Steve talked about last time as a concern. And then I would ask that whatever procedure we adopt tonight, whether it's this or something else, would be reevaluated in a year, just to kind of as a trial, see how we like it, if we want to tweak it or anything like
Since
that.
it's a new process.
Yeah. What this idea does, it satisfies all the requests for transparency that we were talking about the last meeting. It complies with the council approval process, where the council is doing the final vote at the end, which is the official act of the appointment. It gives the council more say in the process in whittling down the applicants than we've ever had before. And still involves the mayor in the process, which has been what we've had forever. So I thought it was a good compromise of what we have been doing with what kind of we want to do, maybe, or what we've talked about should be done. I don't know, but it's simply an idea. I included a couple, I think that I included a couple samples of what this process could involve in both a single seat vacancy and a multiple seat vacancy. Do you want me to read all that or not?
No.
But
Well,
it
comments
gives
or
it-
questions or anything for Luke on, how do you feel about that?
I did run this by a few people, just, I wasn't asking for them to say this is what they want, but I think I talked to Jason Henry, the mayor, and Hutton, who's not here since he's kind of on the committee that's been under question, but they thought it was a fair. I'm not gonna put words in their mouths. They didn't say that they thought this was what they wanted, but I didn't bring it to you guys until I had their approval that it was at least a decent thing to bring up to discuss.
Minus the towns that surround us where it's just mayoral appointments. It's close to other communities.
Jason. Jason has a word.
You done?
I'm all finished. yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I do like this concept. Keeps the council involved completely and also gives the mayor some say. Which, like Luke said, has been going on, and everybody else has said, it's been going on for decades and decades without one single issue. So. Yeah, I'd be in favor of doing something like this.
It also eliminates.
It's not far out of the box.
Yeah,
It's
and when we
still
talk about like,
pretty-
if we were talking about doing some type of group interview or something like that, that's just a lot of schedules to try to coordinate. And I personally think a group interview for planning and zoning might dissuade some people from applying and can be intimidating, so. But a one-on-one with the mayor, I think, is fair for the position to.
I just think the logistics of having somebody meet for an appointment.
And in theory, multiple candidates, so we'd want 2 to 4 candidates all come in and.
I think it,
Right.
Right.
I think it also brings awareness to us about the pool of candidates,
Mhm.
because we haven't ever really been informed about what's that pool look like? And do we need to be really working to encourage more people?
Christine?
I have 3 questions. 1. When you guys are seeing this information, is the candidate's name stricken?
I don't know.
Transparency.
No.
Well,
we'll see the whole
no, I
application.
couldn't say that entirely. There was a situation where we had a candidate where we didn't know their name. We wouldn't necessarily known that there was a conflict with another board. So I can't say that 100%.
Are you asking if we're going to see the applications with names stricken or?
Well, I think. And some comments made that it would not be fair to have on the application at this point.
Would it be possible for the staff who accepts and is reviewing those, I mean, if there's conflicts of interest, they can still identify those. But otherwise names and identifying info could be redacted before it comes to us?
No, I won't see the names.
Yeah, I kind of want to stick with, I mean, it's kind of like a job interview. You still want to see who you have.
Right.
But what about like council members that have made derogatory comments? Do they abstain from the voting process?
So I think we keep the names on it.
Yeah,
Just-
I,
2 questions.
Sorry.
You talked about a scoring process.
Mhm.
What is the scoring?
I don't see a scoring process on here.
oh, did we not talk about that?
There's no scoring process.
Okay. No, I think I did say that. I just use it as an example, like.
Not.
I think they go through the applications and each one chooses their top 2
Yeah.
candidates.
That's what I'm proposing. No scoring, no tabulation or anything. I purely just look at the list and say, I like candidate B and I like candidate D, and that moves on.
No,
Third question, what are you doing with this? Do they go back through, start over, like resubmit everything?
At this point, I would say we have candidates ready to go. These are the people that we're gonna be using for this application process. It's how it's been open, even if it wasn't advertised necessarily the way that we want it prior. I mean, this is a new process. We have waiting people. We have planning and zoning sitting, waiting for people to be appointed.
Do you think that our current process was accumulated the same information that is intended through this application?
I think it's the same as it has been for the last 30 years.
I mean, it's pretty similar, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna. No.
If there's an issue with a particular person on the board,
Then,
what happens to that?
if for some reason that came through this entire process, as I understand it, I was talking with Brian, that would be addressed at the board level. That wouldn't be at the council level, that'd be addressed at the board level. And that's happened, I think, before, so.
I'm gonna bring us back to the process. So is there anybody that disagrees with Luke's plan? Because that's what we'll incorporate.
I think that's.
And adding to that, Luke mentioned Steve's point about, which I'll include that as well, one more bullet under,
The applicant.
after we make our decisions, that those applicants that were not chosen would receive an email notified of that decision and just with
And
a
just use
thank you
it.
message that's already laid out for us and
Yeah,
that's consistent, and that would be from the
that
mayor.
sounds good.
And maybe also include that their application will continue to be in if they so choose for.
Through May 30th.
Exactly.
Right, the reminder of the years.
Exactly. And that's even in here too. Steve got it in.
Yeah.
Applicants that were not chosen are notified of the decision and that their application will stay on file.
And when we're talking about the current situation, we're gonna, the reappointment will be on. Almost 12, because I know we didn't have an application.
This is just me, and this is for this particular first instance. I think we ought to reappoint Ron. I mean, that's the way that.
Or have him on the, yeah. okay.
Right, it's traditionally been this way. We're talking about new vacancies. I think we ought to reappoint Ron, put him on there for this position, for this time now, and then moving forward, we'll use this process.
Assuming his attendance is.
Assuming it's attendance, but I think Ron's okay. Steve, are you okay with that?
I can live in that, yeah.
Henry?
Yes.
Good?
Yep.
So then the last 2 points, appointment itself, which happens now, made in the regular meeting with the council in a regular formal meeting. The appointees are notified by Erin with a welcome letter, meeting schedule, and any other materials that they need, and she already does that, so these are not new things. The onboarding, I added, because I think that is important, and I don't know that we've necessarily formalized it, I think it happens, but how do you feel about that? Like, just a little overview of your roles and responsibilities, and that would come from staff, like.
Well, when I got on planning and zoning, my onboarding was Matt said, there's your chair. So be okay with that.
Did you sit in it?
Well,
I sat in it.
Mission accomplished.
I mean, a bit of information on open meetings and public records and those kind of things.
There
I
needs
run-
to be on board.
Yeah.
Run into it with Juan that was calling it a closed meeting. I'm like, no, this is not, this is a public meeting.
Isn't there new laws?
Yes.
There's new
Yep.
laws, so.
Yeah.
So that will
um,
actually be required.
Yeah.
I think everybody has to take it,
Yeah.
regardless if you're.
When I joined the library board, it was like, I sat down with Beth Williams for a solid hour and she basically told me everything
Yeah.
going on at the library, what was upcoming and how. the
I just-
process would-
I think we need it in writing in our process personally, and then, you know, the ongoing participation and follow-up, which gets us to the attendance. Meeting reminders, packets, annual check-in surveys. I'm gonna add attendance on that too.
I think in the interest of hearing from both Rhonda and Matt, I would take off any kind of term limit situation and leave it purely at attendance. If everyone's okay with that.
For the onboarding, it needs to probably put IPIB rules that recently came out.
And I haven't sent that to any of you because right now I'm trying to get all of the newly appointed and reappointed people
Mhm.
through that, and it's filling up quite quickly. So eventually you will all get something to go through that training, so you're aware of what it is and go through it as well.
The legally required trainings for position.
Yeah.
So what happens if someone's not attending their board position?
I think that's, the department head needs to notify
Yeah.
Aaron and we post it.
And then there's a vacancy.
Or we send them a letter, hey, you're
Yeah.
no longer on this board.
Is it like a, yeah, what's the?
Maybe-
is it
maybe
like a
at the-
recall type thing or something, I mean, how do you?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Maybe if they've missed
Maybe if, okay, so.
three meetings.
With them to start, they should know, like, they shouldn't be surprised if they get the letter. like,
Right.
"Hey, I've been to
Well,
one meeting in
Well,
years."
for
let's-
this front now.
Let's ask
it's a
Aaron to
problem
see
with
what we,
the
what our options are.
The problem.
Yes, I mean, we can come to a conclusion
Can't even
on
get
what to
them
do, but if it's not.
sign
Yeah, right, it's gotta be.
So.
Yeah.
Get the legal requirements from
Yeah.
Aaron on the onboarding and training and also on this attendance issue, so
Yeah.
our attorney will weigh in on that.
Sounds good.
Cause that's a little further down the road when you get through this crisis right now.
Anything else?
I
Could we
do
put it
like
in
the
code
idea
of
of
like,
sorry.
there's code for each of the commissions or boards. Do we includes in there maybe an attendance of 75% is expected or else
And that would have to go through the
there's
same.
a
meetings.
removal from the board or something like that?
I do like Luke's idea of coming back in a year and just revisiting.
Yeah.
it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on my little thing, I think I said the end of July, I guess it'd be, if we were gonna go a year, it'd be a year from whenever we do this, but I don't know where it aligns with where terms expire.
I'll do whatever you guys want, but if we wanna revisit it, maybe the meeting before May 30th, when applications expire.
Well, how many people
Just
by
whether
then
we're
have
gonna
we appointed?
But we wanna go through this process a few times too, to
Right.
see if it
Probably won't
works.
Much
Right.
more for-
That's why I'm thinking if we do
Yeah.
it in
After
July,
the
after we've done
process.
the appointments. Then we
I
can
don't
say,
think
yep,
I've ever had
let's keep it or no, let's tweak it.
So reviewing it in July will be
July.
after our next appointment, large scale appointment process.
That's what I was thinking, do,
Review
but
it.
we do it in August next year.
Right.
Just whichever. Yes, okay.
So I think that carries us through the appointment process.
Yes, I'll try to put this all together and
So my,
meet Jordan and go over it one more time, get Aaron's input.
so my question is then, if the next meeting we're voting on this process, when between now and then are we vetting the candidates through this
I
process?
would say that.
Like, are we gonna have to
we-
meet specially or?
For planning and zoning, there are 5 people. I don't think it's unrealistic to expect you guys to look at the 5 applications, decide which 2 you like.
Yeah, so all of you have those applications. Aaron sent them a couple
I can,
weeks
I'll
ago, right?
resend all.
Yeah,
that.
let's just resend
You'll
it.
resend?
I had a list of names. I didn't get applications with them, I don't think.
Oh, I thought you did, but,
So,
so just review those and send the top 2 to
yeah,
Ryan.
Maybe, well, for one, I don't think the reappointment was on the list of applicants.
no, he wasn't.
One of those applicants was on another board, so I don't know if they're eligible.
I don't believe
I don't
he can.
believe they can be, no.
Right.
Um, but didn't you guys decide for the reappointments that?
The reappointments we're just doing.
Yeah, so that
So we
doesn't
take them
matter.
out.
That's
There's-
automatically gonna be on the count. You'll just need to go through the current applicants that get sent to you. Pick your top 2, send them over to Ryan. He'll
Let's say by
interview the
Monday of
top
next,
2.
could you guys get it to me?
Do we need to confirm that they still wanna?
Yes,
want it?
probably.
I think there probably needs to be a step there to confirm, hey, you're still interested. Okay.
And can we have, I don't think I ever got the applications they filled out.
Aaron's gonna send them
We
to
have,
you.
okay. We'll
I
get
can
that
tell you
sent.
for certain, Steve, 3 definitely are.
Okay.
Interested?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Like I've already touched base with them. Because of all this.
By the end of the week, perhaps.
I was thinking if you guys could get it to me by Sunday. I could,
We need to get them, we need to get those applications out by the end of the week.
yeah, Aaron's gonna get,
Are you planning to confirm, or do you want me to confirm? That they
That-
still want their application in the pool?
it would probably look better if you did.
Fine,
I'm gonna say that just for self-preservation's sake. Yeah, well, I'm just saying. But would you guys be able to do that? Have your top 2 to me by Sunday night? That way I could interview that Monday, and by Thursday, have the names to Aaron. Would that work out for everybody?
Yep. I'm a little hesitant doing this because I feel like we're getting along really well right now.
Don't ruin the moment.
But I think we've not done a good job of promoting these boards lately. And I think we need to try to kind of bury the hatchet with people who've applied and in trying to get future applicants as well.
Well,
After we've kind of dug some people's names through the mud.
for my part, I'll apologize to anybody that didn't get a call from me, that I didn't contact afterwards. That's on me. I apologize. It won't happen again. That's,
Well, I drafted a apology letter on that. I've shown a couple of you and not all of you are in favor of it, so I'm gonna preface it with that, but an apology letter that could come from us. And I have a copy if you wanna see it, to apologize for how last meeting went and for trying to move forward and promoting volunteerism and trying to move on from this. I'd be happy to pass it along to you. I'm not asking for anybody to say yes or no tonight. But I think it's something we should do just to make sure that we're not losing out on good volunteers in the future and to show some respect for the people who did volunteer this time around, whether we think they're capable or not. Stand up and step forward and want to volunteer for your town is something that not everybody's willing to do.
to go off that, I still encourage everybody to volunteer. I mean, I think it's a great thing, and to get involved, you have to start somewhere. So I think everybody should.
And if you have edits that you would like to see, that you would be willing, I'll make you sign on, please let me know. I'm not gonna show this to everybody here tonight. I wanna hear what people have to say about it before we do it, but it is something I would like to do.
So Aaron, will you get the applications emailed? I know probably not tonight, it's late, but first thing in the morning.
Do you want confirmation first that they still want in?
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe not first thing in the morning. Call them at 5, have it to us by 8.
I mean, we gotta give them a time to think about whether or not they want to reapply. That's. I don't know what that timeline is. I mean, somebody's out of town or on vacation, they might not see their email, but
Right.
should we, maybe we should assume they are still interested unless we hear otherwise in 2 or 3 days?
I mean,
That-
that's, cause you can always turn down an appointment.
Right.
I mean, if we get to that point, let's say that we can't get actual confirmation, I mean. They just decline it.
By,
then-
by mid next week, you're trying to
Right.
find people to talk to them and you're still not getting a response.
If you guys get me your top 2 and,
If we can figure out where to turn.
you know, I talk to them, they're like, hey, I don't wanna do that anymore.
There we
I
go.
click like a bunny
There we
hop on our email and be like, hey, I need a replacement
Who's
for this,
next?
who's next? I mean, we're just gonna have to roll with the punches on that.
Should we assume they're interested unless we hear otherwise?
That's where I would proceed
I
from.
feel like I need a restart.
Like I said, 3 for sure, as of tonight. I don't know the other 2.
All 5.
Well, that's a good idea. We just rank the 5 so that our process is not delayed, and then you come across somebody who's not interested, you
Yeah.
go to the next one on the list.
That's what I would say.
So we're deviating from what we just discussed, but in the sake of.
But just for this
getting it
particular,
right.
yeah,
That makes sense.
I mean, as long as you're okay with that, just because of the urgency.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Okay. Steve,
Sounds good.
Henry, troublemaker,
All good.
Andy, Dane,
Good.
You good?
Jason, I don't want you to feel left out.
You all right?
Comments from the audience? Work session is done.
Let's start with.